Hello everyone and welcome to episode 31 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel using Pride FC as it's American Bushido 3-time big ass main event. Chuck Liddell taking on the champion Vanderlei Silva as we have some mail. Before we get into that, fucking Nobuhiko Ducado retired at 41 years old. He didn't have his send off or anything like that, so that kind of sucked. But let's see, I think he actually lost. The last time he won was against Bob Sapp at the first Shockwave in July of 2002, as he retires at 5-8 record. How fun! As that kind of, that was a we were waiting for it for so long, and he just kind of retires out of the blue like that. As Leonardo Machado extended his deal, fucking Bob Sapp joined Roof Sport. How fun. We extended Evan Tanner's deal in rings, even though we probably shouldn't, because he is, I think he hasn't, besides the Nate Corey fight, he's lost to, there is some big names there. Dennis Holman, also Brawl, Rich Franklin, Gerard Musasi is a name, up-and-coming star as far as what will be in the middleweight or even welterweight division. He could probably go either way. Dan Hardy, we signed him to the extended, we signed him for the welterweight division as another UK guy. So that's kind of fun. I think him and Paul Daly are going to fight. Yeah, they are. Critical Countdown 2004, which, again, it's UK versus UK guy. You don't really get to see that a whole lot in Pride. The extended are announcers. Dario Matsui, so we can't extend him because he's still on hiatus. So his contract's just going to expire. Which, it's kind of weird. He's actually done really well for us in Pride. He's 2-1, even though it was against Akira Shoji and Young Choi, who are both not in Pride anymore. But, that's kind of how far he's not. He hasn't had a fight since 2002. So, it's not a huge deal that he's not going to be here. But that's just kind of where we're at. And then we extended Dan Henderson and Alexia Oleinik. So, that's just where we're at as far as mail goes. I don't think we extended anybody as far as media or anything to talk about. So I think we can just get right on into the action. As Chuck the Iceman Liddell and the Axe Murderer, Vanderlei Silva. Silva is making his 5th defense of the Prime Middleweight title. Obviously, if he's successful, keeps that record going for most successful defenses for the Prime Middleweight title. As Chuck Liddell's finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Vanderlei Silva 1, Chuck Liddell 10th. So this is the 8th time now that Vanderlei Silva's main event at a Pride event, which Chuck Liddell 3rd, which I think he's only had 4 fights for us in Pride. So that's kind of crazy how many main events he's had. As Liddell trains the Pit, which Silva has an overall record of 3-0 against other current members of that team. As Silva has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. First time they have fought, and look at the Blurcat staff picks. 7-0 Chuck Liddell. Wow. Nuts. As the co-main event, Frank Shamrock and Mario Ninja Rua, but both fighters are world-ranked light heavyweights. Shamrock 7th, Rua's 14th, as Rua's won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision, same as Shamrock. First time they have fought, it's pretty split, 5-2 for Rua, that's crazy. Shows you how much of a fucking threat Murillo is. As Bob the Beast Sapp versus the Predator Don Fry. What a fucking contest this will be, as Sapp's going to enjoy the significant weight advantage and the 7-inch reach advantage. But like I said, pick's pretty close, 4-3 Don Fry, as he's used to taking on giant motherfuckers. Yoshihiro Takayama now for Bob Sapp, as Jeremy Gumby Horn taking on the Brazilian killer Alex Stiebling, 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Stiebling 9th, Jeremy Horn 23rd. Crazy, Jeremy Horn is in the top 25 for best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Stiebling trains the Pit, which Jeremy Horn has all of our record of 1-0 against other current members of that team. The betting lines have Stiebling as a big favorite to win, which that's nice for him. He's had some tough fights as of, his first ever fight in Pride was against the champion Vanderlei Silva in a title fight. Then he lost to Frank Shamrock. Granted, it was a great fight and it was by decision, but here he gets a fight he can actually, he's the man primed to win this fight by the betting odds people. So let's see if he can capitalize and get his first win in Pride, as Tsuyoshi Kashika TK taking on Mirko Krokop Filipic, as Krokop has finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. Both fighters are world ranked super heavyweights. TK's 18th, Crow Cop's 25th. TK's won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. First time they have fought, Crow Cop has a 9-inch reach advantage, and TK has the 5'2". Blurcast staff picks. That's tough. Hopefully Crow Cop can get a win there, though. As Yuki Kondo for Forrest Griffin, which I believe that's going to be in the prelims, as Griffin has won 4 of his last 5 fights by decision. This is the first time they have fought. Griffin will enjoy a significant weight advantage, and he's got the Blurcast staff picks 5-2. And then the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine, taking on Masanori Suda. Keith Jardine has won 3 of the last 5 fights by decision. This is the first time they have fought. Jardine will enjoy a significant weight advantage. He has a 5-inch reach advantage. He's got the Blurcast staff picks 5-2. That's kind of crazy. I feel like, besides this one. So, I believe the Forrest Griffin Yuki Kondo fight is going to open the show, I'm assuming. That's Daniel Pewter, Czech Congo. I was going to say, so far there hasn't been a fight besides, I think, Vanderlei Silva and Chuck Liddell, who are 7-0 Blurcast staff picks. But you ever get another one? Czech Congo and Daniel Pewter. Czech Congo's won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. First time they have fought. Pewter's going to enjoy the significant weight advantage, but the betting lines have Congo as the big favorite to win that one. As we're on, here we go. Prelim fight 0-1 for Daniel Pewter as plus 390 betting line. Minus 500 for Czech Congo is 4-3 with the kickboxing background. 22, 28 years old, 6'4", 235, and 6'3", 245 for Daniel Pewter. As Mario Yamasaki is the referee, our judges were underway. Pewter ignores the offer of touch of gloves. It looked like he was angling for a takedown, but couldn't take the initiative. As he can't connect with the set of strikes, and lands a big right hand. Pewter chooses to shoot in on Congo. He gets the takedown. It's successful as Kondo pulls guard. For a moment, Pewter's going just to throw a couple of punches to the body there. Pewter tries to pass the guard. Congo fights the attempt off. They wind up scrambling for a position. The scramble sees Pewter up first, only to be grabbed and wrestled up against the ropes almost immediately. As Pewter's trapped up against the ropes, and Congo punishes him with some dirty boxing. And there's a short left uppercut. A couple of rights to the side of the head by Czech Congo. As Daniel Pewter's controlled up against the ropes and eats a sharp right to the ear. That is fucking tough. As he tries to keep Pewter up against the ropes for some dirty boxing, but this time Pewter works enough space to slip out and away back to the center. As there's another takedown attempt. He couldn't get the single leg though, as he ends up just standing holding a leg while Congo hops in place on the other one. As now he's trying to drive him up against the ropes. And now he drops down, wraps his arms around his opponent's legs looking for the takedown. He can't get it as well as Kondo wrestles away into the dominant position. There's some dirty boxing again. Looking to inflict some damage. Yep, more dirty boxing. Some more dirty boxing. And there we go. Mario Yamasaki separates it as now halfway into the first round. Pewter keeps slightly out of reach. You're looking for a chance to dart in and shoot on Congo. Congo uses the left jab and finds nothing but air with a big right. Halfway into the round now, as Czech Congo connects with a nice jab, then hits a body kick. Hits the left hand, but misses the big right hand that follows. As he can't connect with his setup strikes, then it's Pewter the beauty of a straight right hand. As for the first time now, Czech Congo starting to breathe a little heavier. Steps in looking to unleash. So Pewter going for the takedown to Daniel Pewter, but Congo took the initiative first. Connects with a nice jab and catches Pewter with a low kick to the front leg. Confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. He lands a left hand and hits a body kick. There's a takedown attempt. He's got the takedown attempt. Congo pulls guard. In guard now, Pewter throws a couple of punches designed to keep Congo guessing. Congo throws out some punches, but Pewter leans back to avoid them. He's trying to pass the guard. He can't fend off the effort and can only stop Pewter at half guard. Pewter fires off a few punches. He catches his breath. He blocks an attempted sweep. Looking to catch his breath, Pewter is content just throw a couple of punches to the body. There's another block and attempted sweep. He pounds away, but Congo isn't troubled by the strikes, and that is the end of the first round. You have to give that one probably to Czech Congo, as that seemed like the 30-20 on the punching advantage, 50% on takedowns. Czech Congo, I feel like he's doing his thing. 31-20 rather on the strikes. So I just now saw the one punch power. As for Czech Congo, it's his fight to lose. I don't think he'll lose it, but obviously, really with Pewter, he's just gonna have to get either some type of 5 for 5 on takedowns or some type of crazy shit like that to win this. So here we go, last round. Looked like they were about to see a shot from Pewter, but Congo was the more aggressive one, took the initiative. Lands a jab and catches Pewter with a crunching right hook. And there's a fucking right head kick. As there's a cut above his eye now. The blood is trickling down. He's slowing down just a little as he starts to get into the gas tank. Some few deep breaths betray that Czech Congo starting to get into the deeper reaches of his gas tank. As Congo throws a punch, but Pewter avoids it. Looking for the takedown, he can't complete it. As Congo again hopping in place. Now Pewter is trying to drive him up against the ropes. As he's trying to smother him against the ropes, but he wrestles free and circles him back to the center. There's another takedown attempt, but he gets it this time though, in single leg, and Congo's left on his back pulling guard. And now he's 3 for 6 on takedowns, still 50%, as Pewter unloads, or no, he might be 3 for 7 actually, as Pewter unloads with some right hands, but Congo deals with him comfortably, as he leans back to avoid a couple of wild swings from Congo, fires off some rights, but Congo isn't troubled by them, as Congo tries to catch Pewter with a punch, but it's off target. Breathing very hard, Czech Congo's looking ragged there, halfway into the second round. There's a few strikes there without venom. In guard, Pewter begins to work to pass side control. After a shuttle, he gets to half guard. Now he's trying to pass half guard. He gets past the half guard, but doesn't go for side control after all. Instead, shifting straight in the mount. Pounds away with rights, but doesn't do much damage. He's trying to get enough space to, move on the half guard, but he can't get it. But that's the end of the first round. And nonetheless, as that was a all Daniel Pewter round, even though I think with the blood trickling down, you could still give that to Czech Congo. But as far as the stats go, it looks like Daniel Pewter stole that round. But I would still, even though it's probably the wrong thing to do, I'd still give that round to Czech Congo. Unanimous decision, Czech Congo. Yep. And that is 5 for 3 for Czech Congo, 0 and 2 for Daniel Pewter, as that was rated great. That was a good fight. That was a great fight for Daniel Pewter. Got to shuffle a little bit of his skills, because the Fabrizio for Doom fight didn't get much into that one, but it was still rated great, so that's good for Daniel Pewter. As Czech Congo thanks all of his sponsors and all of his fans, it gives a show of respect to his opponent. As the last prelim fight, the Dean of Mean Keith Jardine against Masanori Suda, the middleweight division, 22 and 12 for Masanori Suda, 8 and 1 for the Dean of Mean Keith Jardine, as he is 8 and 1. As just looking at Masanori Suda's, if he loses this one, might be going down to rings. As sure, the Pat Miletich fight, that's a tough one to take on, but he probably should have beat Yuki Kondo. He lost to Carlos Doom by submission. We'll see what happens here. It's a plus 100, minus 110. It's kind of close, as he'll be 22 and 13 if he loses this one. Big John McCarthy is our referee. Our ringside judges. Jardine is a much larger fighter. At an estimate, he must have at least 25 pounds, at least on Suda. This could prove it to be significant as the fight unfolds. Round 1 begins. They touch gloves. Confidently moves in closer to Jardine and looking to throw some strikes. A 10-inch jab from Suda lands. Jab hits home from Jardine, then hits a slithering kick to the legs of Suda. There's another crunching leg kick as he lands a jab. As Suda's already limping from the fucking leg kicks, as looking to shortening the range. As it hits a jab, it had no power behind it, does Masanori Suda. He misses all the strikes in the combo that ended with a low kick at the attempted legs. Closes down Suda, looking to unleash some strikes. Looked like he was going in to step in and grapple, but Jardine simply took the initiative. As he lands a jab, and then lands a vicious right cross, and he knocks him out. Or that's a knockdown. Now he's moving in quickly, kneeling beside him, starting to hammer down on punches. Pounds away. Suda's barely able to offer any defense. Big John McCarthy has to pull Keith Jardine off him, stopping the fight. 9 and 1 for the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. I'm Masanori Suda, 22 and 13. He will probably be sent down to rings after that one. That is a tough one. But Keith Jardine thanks all of his sponsors for backing him, and also thanks his family, friends, and supporters. The interviewer asked who he'd be interested in fighting next. Here, he reiterates that Ricardo Arona is a fight he really wants. That'd be a nice little even fight. I think Ricardo Arona's 7 and 2 or 7 and 3, and Dean Jardine is the Dean of Mean Keith Jardine is 9 and 1 now. As now for the main fight, Yuki Kondo against Forrest Griffin. Yuki Kondo, another one that's had a tough go of it as of late. He wouldn't be, eliminated from Pride after this one, as he's beat Ricardo Arona and Masanori Suda before this, but so far he is 2 and 3 in Pride, losing to Masato Yano, Jeremy Horn, and Little Nog, and beating Masanori Suda and Ricardo Arona, which he hasn't really had a great fight at all being in Pride so far. As then Forrest Griffin 6 and 1, he got fucked over by Hidenzo Gracie in his first Pride fight, but then he's beaten Alexander Otsuka and Masato Yano at Pride 27 Inferno. Now he's back with this American Bushido 3 fight at 6 and 1, minus 110, plus 100. Oof sport for Forrest Griffin, no team for Yuki Kondo. As Big John McCarthy staying out there, our judges, as the size difference is clear for all to see. Griffin has at least 25 pounds on Yuki Kondo. That's a big advantage. So Griffin gets a good reaction from the fans as he enters the arena. He's fighting in front of a home crowd tonight. As here we go. Kondo steps forward, steps forward and striking exchange begins. Griffin fires off a counter jab, but doesn't connect it. Kondo throws 2 quick punches, doesn't hit either of them. Griffin shoots in, looking for the takedown. Kondo partially defends it, ends up hopping on one foot while Griffin has to hold the other one. So he drives him up against the ropes. Aiming to get now Yuki Kondo into the Muay Thai clinch. He does so. Now he's in the Muay Thai clinch. There's a knee to the chest, but didn't have much force behind it. He misses the knee, but it still maintains the clinch. As there's another knee to the chest, but another one that didn't have much power behind it. As he keeps control of the clinch despite another knee strike that misses. As he tries to knee it again from the clinch, as it doesn't connect, but Kondo again isn't able to get free of it. And now Yuki Kondo blocks that knee strike and he's wrestled away out of the Muay Thai clinch. Now he stalks forward, pressuring Forrest Griffin. Tries to hit a jab but misses this Griffin. As there, Yuki Kondo uses the left jab but misses the vicious right hand. 2 fighters stand and trade strikes but neither land anything damaging. Yuki Kondo throws a quick punch, it doesn't land. Griffin seizes the chance to grab Kondo into a clinch. As he uses a nice knee strike from the grapple and catches Kondo to the side of the stomach. As he gets caught with a knee strike to the body as they grapple. Another knee strike to the body as they grapple. Now looking to muscle up against the ropes. He does so. There's a hard stomp. Trapping Yuki Kondo. Now Griffin looks to try to take him down low by going low and taking him out with both legs. He does so. There's the double leg takedown. Yuki Kondo's on his back. Pulls half guard. Fires up a few punches. Does force Griffin, but they aren't thrown with any great force. There's a few strikes, but they are thrown without venom. As there's worth some separation. And then he tries to quickly scramble his way into a better position. It's a bad choice though. As Griffin seizes the opportunity, leaps forward and secures the side control. Tries to grab a leg rather to prepare for Kondo for a knee bar. But Yuki Kondo stops Griffin from hooking the leg. He tries to sweep Griffin, but he can't do it. Throws a few weak-looking punches, decides his next move. As he tries to sweep and only manages to move Griffin from side control to north-south position. As he decides all positions and moves himself into side control. As Griffin's now trying to get from side control to mount. He takes the back instead as Yuki Kondo rolled over rather than get mounted. And now he's got both hooks in. Looking for the rear naked choke. He gets it with 11 seconds left in the first round. As, oh no! He is saved by the end of the round though. Oh my god, we thought that was going to be it right there. But Forrest Griffin gets, fucked over by the bell. As Yuki Kondo gets saved by the bell. As that is obviously an easy win for Forrest Griffin as far as that round is concerned. It's going to take Yuki Kondo a miracle to win this one. To be honest with you, as large roots starting to appear on the side of Yuki Kondo. He has not defended his rib cage well enough so far in the night. Last round, here we go. Shoots him with a takedown right out of the gate. He gets it, and now Griffin's trying to pass guard. After a struggle, he gets to half guard. Starts trying to work to get out of half guard into a better position. Passes the side control. Now from side control to mount. He tries to sweep from mount attempt, but he gets rolled and gives up his back. He's got both hooks in. Look at the rear naked choke. He gets it. He gets that rear naked choke. Yuki Kondo taps. Submission win for Forrest Griffin, 7-1. Yuki Kondo 29, 18-3. And that was rated good. As giving thanks, Forrest Griffin praises his team at Roof Sport, his various sponsors, and the fans came out supporting him. He asked who he'd like to fight next, and he jokingly throws out a few names before saying that a fight against Lyoto Machida would make a lot of sense. That'd be fucking awesome. Lyoto Machida, Forrest Griffin. Might be a little too soon for those names, but it is what it is. As TK Tsuyoshi Kashka goes head to head with Mirko Krokop as 4-1, 22-13-1. TK has had a rough go of it from what I remember, as he, got knocked the fuck, as he lost to Sergei Kurtinov. I thought he got knocked out by him. He got tapped out by Fedor. It's weird, he almost got swept by all the Russians, but he's actually only faced Russians the last 4 fights at least, even like Oleg Takardov, which that was back in rings. He beat Oleg, then he lost to Fedor, he beat Alexei Olenek, then he lost to Sergei. Now he's got Mirko Krokop, so at least he stops that, but he's got a Croatian motherfucker who's looking to kill somebody with one of those head kicks. As Mirko Krokop at 4-1. Lost to Kazuki Fujita, which Fujita, man, survived one of those head kicks, lived to fight another day, kept on fighting, and won with a rear naked choke. He's not, he's beaten Jerome Leban, he's beaten Gary Goodrich, beaten Gilbert Yvel with a head kick. Sataki with a head kick. He's had great fights. And here, this is a nice little challenge for him. Somehow Mirko's only 24th. I think it's because his 4-1 record. But here, head kick here could definitely jump him because I think TK is 8. No, he's 9th in the world. He's 11th in the heavyweight division in Pride. So, I mean, that's a big stepping stone for Mirko Cro Cop. He gets the win here. As Jardine's our referee. Our judges, that's the bell. TK rather obviously ignores the offensive gloves as they begin. A quick flurry of punches from Cro Cop sees 3 of the 3 hit home and then lands a vicious left cross. And there's a knockdown as TK falls to the floor. Cro Cop quickly pounces, looking to rain down the stunned TK. Pounds away with lefts. TK is eating some sickening heavy shots to the face as he appears to go limp, and Jardine dives in, pulls Cro Cop off of him, and it's all over. Just like that, fucking Cro Cop wins by knockout, 5-1. Jesus Christ, 49 seconds is all it took. Didn't even have to bust out a head kick. Big win for Cro Cop there. Hell fucking yeah, 5-1 now. As Cro Cop thanks all the sponsors for backing him and also thanks his family, Redlands of Borders. Give this man a team. As the next fight, a hell of a fight that's tapped for this one. Jeremy Gumby Horn against the Brazilian killer, Alex Stiebling. 15-2-1. 2 kids from Ohio, not from Ohio, 2 kids from the United States, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, as 6'1", 205, 6'2", 205. They're both relatively same age, 28, 27. 15-2-1. Fucking Jeremy Horn has over 50 fights, 54 to be exact. Jesus, that's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background for Jeremy Horn, wrestling Muay Thai background for Alex Stiebling, military fighting systems, the Pit, plus 350, minus 450. I think it's closer than that. I think the people in Vegas fucked over Jeremy Horn on that one. As our referee Mario Yamasaki, our judges, underway now as 2 jabs hit home from Stiebling and hits a nice straight right hand. They come together and start wrestling in an over-under clinch position. Stiebling seems to get the advantage. Using his wrestling skills, Stiebling is trying to push Horn up against the ropes. Horn isn't going anywhere though, as he catches Horn with a knee strike to the body from the grapple. Look at the muscle Horn back up against the ropes. He does so, and now has Horn pinned to the ropes. As Stiebling, looking for a takedown, manages to secure a leg, leaving Horn hopping on 1 foot. As he drags Horn to the floor, but it gets caught in half guard. In half guard, Stiebling throws a couple of punches designed to keep him guessing. As Stiebling blocks Horn as he tries to sweep from the half guard. Punches down at Horn, but they are easily taken on the gloves. Horn tries to sweep Stiebling, but doesn't get anywhere with it. Stiebling pounds away, but Horn is in trouble with his strikes. Stiebling blocks Horn as he tries to sweep from half guard. He's trying to get out of half guard into better position there. As he passes, but loses his control momentarily, and a scramble begins. Scramble sees Horn up first, only to be grabbed and wrestled up against the ropes immediately. Stiebling, looking to secure a takedown, manages to secure a leg, leaving Horn hopping on 1 foot. Can he get the trip? He can't. Can't get Horn down to the ground, though, as he gets pulled back into a clinch against the ropes. Now he's looking for another takedown. He gets that one. Now Horn has to pull half guard. Looking to catch his breath, Stiebling gets just a couple of punches to the bodies. We're halfway now into this first round. Stiebling blocks a attempted sweep. Again, just trying to catch his breath. There's a couple of punches to the body. As Stiebling tries to pound on Horn, but none of the blows have any degree of power. Horn tries to sweep from the bottom, but that's not happening. As Stiebling keeps Horn guessing with a few quick strikes. Horn tries to sweep from the bottom of half guard, but doesn't budge Stiebling. Stiebling is in complete control. He's on top. As he throws a few strikes there without venom, he blocks Horn as he tries to sweep from the half guard. Mario Yamasaki stands up back up with 2 minutes left as Stiebling confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. As he appeared to be going for the takedown to Jeremy Horn, but Stiebling took the initiative first. He lands a left hand and hits Horn with a right high head kick, as that does not even stun him. As Stiebling comes in looking for the takedown, he gets it. He almost gets side control, but has to set off his half guard now. He's now got 3 takedowns. Throws a few strikes there without venom, as he blocks an attempted sweep. Looking to catch his breath, Stiebling just throw a couple of punches to the body. Stiebling blocks Horn, tries to sweep from the half guard, and that's the end of the first round. Definitely all Alex Stiebling. I thought Jeremy Horn would be a little bit more of a match for him. It's been all Alex Stiebling, which you can see from the betting lines. Vegas got it right. I completely took my ass on that one. As it's the final round, we are underway. Takedown attempt from Stiebling. It's a great sprawl by Jeremy Horn, though. Prevents it and pushes Stiebling down onto his hands and knees. And looking for a Darce choke, but it's unsuccessful. Stiebling is able to pull free and scramble. Horn ends up in half guard. He throws a few strikes, but they're without venom. Horn feels Stiebling preparing to scramble for the position. Make sure that doesn't happen. In half guard, he's just condensed a couple of punches to the body there. Fires away with punches, but that does little in the way of damage. Stiebling uses an underhook to work some separation and quickly scrambles. You may regret that choice, though, as it gives Horn the perfect opportunity to get side control. Halfway point, Horn throws a few right hands to the body, throws a few strikes, but is clearly slowing things down so he can get his breath. As Horn blocks Stiebling, he tries to transition to guard. Horn punches down at Stiebling, but they're easily taken on the gloves, rather. Minute left, as Horn fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with gloves. Stiebling tries to pull guard on Horn, but doesn't get anywhere with the attempt. Pounds away with punches, but they dilute in the way of damage. Tries to move to guard, but Horn doesn't allow it. That's all Jeremy Horn for that second round. My, oh my. If this one had a third round, I would love to see it. I think someone's going to get jabbed on this one. Here comes the official decisions. Man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I think it's going to come down to time limit. I think Alex Stiebling, because he dominated the 10-minute round, he's going to win, which that's shitty. I would love to see this again, though. This should definitely be a rematch. That was a hell of a fight. We'll see. As, yeah, they gave it to all unanimous decision to Alex Stiebling, which he does have the advantages, again, like we said, having the 10-minute round. Kind of crazy Jim Horn didn't have any takedowns. That definitely hurt him. The ground sweeps being 0 for 9 on those, and the submission attempt, the dart stroke. Basically, him stopping the takedown, sprawling, and then taking advantage of the second round, as you see, all that. And then there, I mean, it's just sucks. Sucks for Jeremy Horn. Alex Stiebling gets his first win in Pride, as Alex Stiebling thanks everyone connected to the pit for having prepared for this fight, and the sponsors supporting him financially praises Horn for the tough fight. As Bob the Beast Sapp versus the Predator Don Frye, 2-1 for Bob Sapp, 13-4 for Don Frye, 38 years old, 6'1", 235. Bob Sapp, 6'5", 265 from Roof Sport, plus 150, minus 200. What a fight this is going to be. I would pay big money to see this. Mario Yamasaki's our referee, our judges. Frye is facing a major size disadvantage as he's giving up at least 30 pounds. So we are underway. As two fighters touch gloves, they engage. Sapp misses the right hook and gets countered with a great right hook. They come together and engage. Frye dodges the right hand, gets counterattacks with a great right hook, as Frye acknowledges some instructions from the corner with a curt nod of the head and returns his full attention to the fight. They engage in the center. Sapp misses the right cross that leaves him up with a counter. Frye attacks the quick left jab and a right hand. Move in and engage. Frye dodges the right hand and counterattacks with a clean right hand, and staggering backwards into the ropes and covers up. Bob Sapp may have been hurt with that one, as Frye tries to finish him off with a scorching right hand, but Sapp slips past it at the very last possible second. He circles back to the center. That's fucking crazy that Don Frye stunned Bob Sapp with the right hand. As the time he needed to regain his wits somewhat, Sapp is still moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. Both fighters move to meet in the center, as Frye slips past the right hook and counters a good right hand. As he's covering up, otherwise covering up, Sapp backs off. Frye may have rocked him on that one as well. As Sapp somehow dodges a vicious overhand right, he looks badly dazed. That must have been pure instinct, as he circles back to the center, having gotten the time he needed to regain his wits again. Jesus Christ, as both fighters come together and strike, Frye can't hit a right cross. As Sapp tries a right hand but gets absorbed on his opponent's gloves, he's blown up. 2 minutes in, they come together and strike. Both fighters strike, but nobody manages to land anything. Frye has a right hand blocked, doesn't find the mark of the right hook. They move in and engage. Frye carries the right hand with a nice right hook, and another fucking shot staggers backwards as Bob Sapp, looking dazed. That last blow must have really rocked him. Frye does a vicious right uppercut to try and finish Bob Sapp, but he's just able to avoid it again. Fuck, both fighters step in to strike. Sapp misses the right cross that leaves him up with a counter. Frye attacks with a great right hook. He's trying to cover up, but he's clearly wobbling. The only reason he's still upright is he's now slumped against the ropes. Here comes Frye. He knows his chance to finish the fight. As Frye goes under the guard and nails Sapp with a right uppercut. What a shot. As he uses hands to push away a weak, short-range knee strike. As he clears his head. This is what fucking Don Frye and Takayama should have been. This is fucking crazy. As for the first time now, Don Frye is starting to breathe a little heavier now. And they engage in the center. Frye feints one way, throwing Sapp off balance, and steps to the other side. Sapp misses the big right hand, putting him off balance, allowing Fry to attack with a nice right hook, and he steps back up against the ropes and tries to cover up. I think he's been hurt as Fry tries to capitalize with a massive right hand, but Sapp avoids it. Having apparently cleared his head again for like the 5th time, Sapp is able to circle away from the ropes and return to the center. They engage. Fry misses the jab, also finds his right cross blocked. Sapp has a right hand taken on the gloves. He looked like he doesn't have a lot left to give, does Bob Sapp. Both fighters step in to strike. Fry counters the right hand with the right cross. Sapp is being totally outstruck so far in this fight. That said, though, he has such power that it would only take one clean shot to turn the tables entirely. But he's covering up. Sapp backs off until he is pressed up against the rope. He is hurt, as there's a big right hand that catches Sapp flush, and he snaps his head back. Fry moves in for the kill and lands a big right hand again, and now Sapp again is rocked, as Mario Yamasaki has no choice but to leap in and stop the fight. Sapp was slumped against her and just getting pounded on. Fucking Don Fry with a TKO win. As I think the referee should have... Yeah, I mean, that was Mario Yamasaki trying to see somebody get murdered tonight. Bob Sapp took so many shots to the head as your TKO winner, Don fucking Fry. What a fight. Jesus Christ. As Don Fry name checks all of his sponsors, and he thanks all of his fans for trying to support him. As Don Fry gives a show of respect to his opponent, he gave a charismatic performance. As co-main event, Frank Shamrock, Merlio Ninja Hua, 13-1, 26-10-2. As Merlio has the betting lines advantage, -210, plus 160 for Frank Shamrock at Lions Den, Who's Valley Tudo, Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu, submission fighting, kickboxing style. San Jose, California, Garuda, Brazil, 5'11", 5'10". This is as close as it gets as far as the stats goes. As they're somewhat the same style, you could say. Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu, submission fighting, kickboxing. 13-1, 26-10-2. The records are a little different. The age is there, but Murray is a fucking savage. Mario Yamasaki back out there for this go-main event. The judges opening bell. They touch gloves. Shamrock moves in, then clinches. He tries to wrestle Hua backwards up against the ropes. He achieves it, pinning Hua up against the ropes. But this ropes trap, Shamrock looks to try to take him down by going low and taking out both legs. He gets the double leg takedown. Now Hua has to pull guard. Tries to pound on Hua, but none of the blows lands any degree of power on that one. As Hua reaches up, tries to lock an arm. Shamrock defends it well. In guard, Shamrock begins to work to pass the side control. Can't find a way past the guard. Hua goes for the sweep for the bottom of the guard. Shamrock gets lifted and partially swept, breaking his control. Gets enough to send both fighters scrambling for position. As Shamrock goes for the scramble, he leaves a leg in and Hua quickly tries to grab it. Shamrock avoids the threat of a leg lock and ends up pushing down on Hua, who is facing him in turtle position. Hua made a tactical error. Going for the legs was absolutely the wrong move in that situation. There's a soccer kick to the head by Frank Shamrock as he prepares to throw another soccer kick to the head, but Hua wisely springs back up and fast as he can back off as Hua can't hit the left jab. Then he lands a low kick to the legs as Hua relentlessly comes forward as hits a pair of jabs in exchange. Hua lands a left hand, but the falling leg kick misses. Talks a little trash as Frank Shamrock chooses to shoot in, does Hua. He partially defends it, ends up hopping on one foot. Hua has to hold the other one. Can't get Shamrock down, so he pushes him against the ropes. Attempts a trip, but Shamrock to the ground. He gets it. He trips Shamrock, sending him down to the ground. The takedown allows Hua to take the back of Shamrock. Looking for that rear naked choke. Shamrock fights it off though. It's now trying to move Hua off his back, but he can't. There's another rear naked choke attempted again. He stops Hua from getting his arm into the chin. Tries to roll, but Hua doesn't budge. Another rear naked choke attempt, and again doesn't get it. Blocks Shamrock as he tries to roll. Tries to get a body triangle applied, but he can't quite get it. Tries to move Hua off his back, but he can't. Tries to get both hooks in, but he can't. Tries to roll him, but he doesn't budge him. As there's, Mario Yamasaki stands back up. Almost 2 minutes left in the first round. He lands a left jab, but can't connect with a head kick. A jab is wide from Hua, but he scores a leg kick. Without taking too much damage, Shamrock's able to clinch with Hua. Tries to wrestle him backwards up against the ropes. Doesn't let himself be driven back, though. He gains dominant position, and now he's got the control of the grapple. There's a nice knee strike from the grappling catches Shamrock to the side of the stomach. He gets caught with a knee strike to the body. Minute left in the first round. He's using his wrestling skills. Hua is trying to push Shamrock up against the ropes. He does so, and now Shamrock's stuck with his back to the ropes. With the ropes trapping Shamrock, Hua looks for a trip takedown by sweeping the leg, and Shamrock has no answer for the great trip. and now he's giving up his back. There's a rear naked choke attempt at the final seconds in the first round. Doesn't get it. That was all Murillo Ninja Hua on that one as far as the takedowns and far as that goes. It's kind of crazy. The strikes, Frank Shamrock has the advantage as it's 9-6. Just the Murillo's just with those fucking takedowns, the sense of urgency with the rear naked chokes, even trying for an arm triangle, anything he could. As I would have to give that the win to Murillo. It's the second round now. They stand and trade strikes with neither fighter really lands anything. Hua may have been setting up to shoot, but Shamrock aggressively took the initiative. If he throws some strikes and a fast leg kick, but Hua was equal to all of them. Both fighters want to get in close. They get into the clinch. Hua wrestles his way into a dominant position and clinch. He blocks Hua from throwing a knee strike. Shamrock gets caught with a knee strike to the body as they grapple. He's trying to push Shamrock so that his back is up against the ropes. Doesn't let himself be driven back though. Hua hits Shamrock with a big knee strike to the body from the grapple. Hua's looking to muscle Shamrock backwards up against the ropes. He does so, and now has Shamrock pinned to the ropes. As with Shamrock stuck against the ropes, Hua tries to use trip takedown. Gets side control off a superb outside leg trip by Hua. Looking to ensure Shamrock on a knee bar. Defends himself well though and does not give up the knee. Or does give up the leg, rather. It's kind of weird saying that gives up the leg when it's talking about knee bar, but we know it, As Hua counters an attempt by Shamrock to sweep him by taking his back, he pounds away on Shamrock, landing several good shots in the process. As there's landing a few clean shots, but not many. He's still pounding away, but now he's not doing much damage. He's trying to move Hua off his back, but he can't. There's another rear naked choke attempt again. Shamrock doesn't let it happen. He tries to roll him, but doesn't budge him. There's several big shots now, and more shots, and that is the end of the second round. And that's the end of the fight. That was all Murillo Ninja Hua. Unanimous decision for Murillo Ninja Hua, in my opinion, is the next contender for whoever wins this middleweight championship fight between Wanderlei Silva and Chuck Liddell. What a win for Murillo there, 14-1. That's a hell of a win against Frank Shamrock, who's now 26-11-2, who has not, he beat Alex Stiebling. He's only lost to Wanderlei Silva in Pride, so that's pretty big. He's beaten Pat Miletich. He beat Ensign Inoue. He's beaten Alex Stiebling. He's even beaten Anderson Silva. He beat Anderson Silva in his debut. I would love to see Mario Sparrow, who is he's the rings middleweight champion right now. I'd love to bring him up to take on Wanderlei Silva as well. Just that's kind of something in the future, planning wise. There's a lot of guys that I think should take on Wanderlei Silva. It's kind of crazy. He's had a lot of title fights, and we got more people for him to face. 14-1 though. That was a hell of a fight too. It's a great co-main event. As Murillo gives a name check to everyone connected to Who's Valley Tudo. All of his radio sponsors and all of his friends, family, supporters. Yes, we would like to fight next. He answers that he thinks a fight against Chuck Liddell would be probably a great contest. That it would, and you might get that wish. You're definitely going to take on either Chuck Liddell or Wanderlei Silva. As it's main event time. Chuck the Iceman Liddell taking on the Axe Murderer Wanderlei Silva. 14-3, 18-2, 34 years old, 6'2", 205, 5'11", 205, 27 years old for Wanderlei Silva. Hawaiian Kimbo style, Muay Thai style, shoot the box, the pit. Minus 150, Chuck Liddell, the betting odds advantage there. I feel like that's probably the first time Wanderlei Silva's had that, been the underdog going into a title fight. The Chuck Liddell, the winner of the middleweight Grand Prix, gets his title shot here in America at the American Bushido 3 card. What a goddamn fight this will be, as this is for the middleweight title. As a referee for this bout is Herb Dean. Our judges. Opening bell, they touch gloves. Liddell lets Silva step in and engage. He slips past the right hook and counters with the right cross. Silva moves in to strike. He misses the right cross, leaves him over the counter. Liddell attacks with the left jab and left to the body. Silva comes in looking to strike. He hits a left hand. Silva steps in as Liddell's just ready to counter. Hits the left cross. Comes in looking to strike. He counters the right hand with a right hand that landed cleanly. Moving forward, Silva looks to strike. Liddell stands ready, slips past the right hook and attempts a right hook and attacks with a great right hook of his own. Silva comes in looking to strike. He misses the big right hand, allowing Liddell to counter the quick left hook. As Silva comes in looking to strike, scores the jab and has a big right hand absorbed on the gloves. He connects with the left hand to Silva. Stands ready as Silva moves in. He misses the jab, but it hits a good right hand. As Liddell lets Silva step in and engage, he misses the right hook and gets countered with a good right hand. Liddell lets Silva step in ready to counter. Silva misses the right hand, putting him off balance and allows Liddell to attack with the right cross. Silva moves in to strike. misses the right hook, leaves himself being countered with a nice right hook from Chuck Liddell. Is moving forward. So Silva looks to strike. Liddell again ready to counter, which he counters at a right hand with a nice right hook. As he's looking to engage the Silva, misses the big right hand, putting him off balance, and there's Liddell with a clean right hand. As Liddell lets Silva step in, ready to strike, misses the big right hand, allowing Liddell to counter the good right hand. And there's a few gulps of breath. Liddell's giving a first hint that he's starting to tire a touch. As Silva again steps in, looking to engage. There's a good right hand, as by Liddell, another counter. I mean, Chuck Liddell, what a masterful display of counter offense. Just been putting on a show. They stand and trade blows, but neither fighter can really do anything damaging. So, Liddell again stands ready as Silva moves in. Slips past the right hook, counters with the right cross. Halfway into the first round, they stand and trade in the center of the ring. Neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. Again, neither fighter can really do anything damaging. And again, for the third time, neither fighter really lands anything significant. As Liddell lets Silva step in, ready to counter. There's a left hook from Silva. There's a powerful right hook. And he fucking knocks him down with that one. Since his victory, starts unloading with punches. And there's a right hand after right hand. Silva is getting past. I mean, this is just... And there he's going limp now. Referee Jardine leaps in, stops the fight. Your winner and new Pride Middleweight Champion of the World, Chuck the Iceman Liddell, at 15-3. He is the one to slay Vanderlei Silva. What a run it was as your new middleweight champion, Chuck Liddell. What a display of fucking counter offense by Chuck Liddell. As, I mean, look at these names he's taken on. Enzo Inoue, Henzo Gracie, Nate Marcotte, Sakuraba, Enzo Inoue again, Dan Anderson, Frank Shamrock, Alex Stiebling, and now you get Chuck Liddell. And just like that, we got another title fight set up for Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell, Murley of Ninja Hua. What a fight that's going to be. As what a display by fucking Vanderlei Silva. I mean, just what a win for Chuck Liddell. Thanks to everyone connected to the pit for having prepared for the fight. Then the sponsors for supporting him financially. The middleweight title strapped around his waist. Chuck Liddell celebrates being the new champion. There's no doubt that Chuck Liddell benefits from being interviewed. He knows the value of building a name value. 62 critical rating. We just barely got it. As I just wanted to look at the fight history for Chuck Liddell. It's crazy. He started out 0-2 in Pride. He lost to Dan Anderson. He lost to Murlio, so there's a rematch there. Then he went on to win. He beat Masagatsu Funaki. He beat Nate Marcotte. He beat Sakuraba. He beat Quentin Rampage Jackson. And, for all, just basically when the Grand Prix showed up, he turned it on. Won 4 straight. Then he beat Vanderlei Silva here in America with a knockout punch. You might say that might have been what caused Vanderlei Silva to lose. He wasn't in Japan. But here in Pride, he gets the win, which is crazy because he was only the 5th ranked middleweight fighter. Frank Shamrock was ahead of him. I forget who is. Oh, Alex Stiebling's 3rd, which and I don't even know who's 2nd. Who the hell is 2nd in the Pride middleweight division? I don't even know. I mean, that just shows you how crazy this division is. What a win, what a performance, what a fight. Loved every second of that. Everybody gets a pop increase. Hell yes. Fight of the night was to Murley and Frank, which that makes sense. Micro with the KO of the night, that makes sense. And submission of the night, because that was the only submission for Forrest Griffin. As well, that was a good card. I'm surprised I only got 6. That guy would have got Uriah Fair was going to win that one, and Joe Lozon's going to win that one. Obviously, a bunch of local fighters. So that will do it for episode, I believe, I already forgot what it was. I think it's 31. Oof, I already forgot it. As, my God, we got a new Pride Middleweight Champion. Just like that. As, my God, as UFC want Mark Kerr. They can honestly have him since he's in rings, but it's kind of fun having him there. As, just as a big name value. Just to look at the Pride Middleweight title. It's a 92 procedure, which I feel like that's kind of crazy. As Vanderlei Silva, 4 straight defenses. So Enzo, no way. Dan Anderson, Frank Shamrock, and Alex Stiebling. He won the belt against Sakuraba, then loses to Chuck Liddell by knockout there. As we get to crown our welterweight champion here relatively soon. Same thing, with Kevin Randleman. It's kind of crazy. He beat fucking. We're just looking at the history. Rather, as he beat Simi Chalette to win the belt. They lost it to Igor. Then Igor, beat Josh Burnett. Then he lost to the Big Nog. And Big Nogs beat Josh Burnett, beat Williams, and he, won in the rematch against Igor. Crazy. That heavyweight division's coming together really well too, as well. Oh yeah, let's look at the rankings to see. There it is. Oh, is it Dan Anderson then? Okay, that's wild. Dan Anderson's now the first. We have Murillo's now not even in the top 5, even after beating Frank Shamrock. That's weird. Keith Jardine and Forrest Griffin jump into the top 25. So yeah, Rich Franklin 10-1, Quentin Ravage Jackson 8-2. Hell yeah, Anderson Silva 9-3, Ron Fairclough 13-3, new one guy from Rings. Vitor Belfort at 10-6, that's crazy. Nate Marcotte 13-4. Some great records over there in the middleweight division, and obviously in the heavyweight division. Fedor just barely outside the top 10. Greg Wickett, he is from Rings, I believe he was the Rings heavyweight champion. As we brought him in, yeah, he was. As his contract's actually coming up, so we extended, his deal. He was only a ring signed guy, but we signed him from Rings, and now he's going to be a part of our private heavyweight division. As it's kind of this top 5 is kind of weird. You got obviously Big Knob, you got Igor, Josh Burnett, and Pete Williams, but then Randy Couture hasn't won a fight. And Big Nug's taken on all these guys already in title fights, so kind of who's next? Is it going to be Fedor? Is it going to be the Last Emperor? Greg Wicken, he's going to have to do something. Marco Hoos, he just lost to fight. Or actually, yeah, Marco Hoos is the next fighter, technically. That's happened at Critical Countdown. So he's going outside the top 5. He's going with Greg. We're going with Marco Hoos, rather. And then, after that, it's kind of anybody's fucking game. Kind of crazy Kevin Randleman's 11-7 now. He's had a tough go of things. He's taking on the big cat Tom Erickson, though, at American Bushido 4. That's going to be a nice bounce-back fight for him. But that will do it for this episode. So the American Bushido 4 card, or the American Bushido 3 cards in the books, as now we march forward to the Critical Countdown 2004 show, and American Bushido 4, the Critical Countdown card. We have Marco Hoos, Big Nog, title fight. We got Sakuraba, Anderson Silva, Gracie Hunter, as then more of the welterweight Grand Prix, which I think that's going to be, the finals is going to happen, a final conflict. That makes fucking sense. And even this American Bushido 4 card, a lot of big-time heavyweight fights. Josh Barnett, Pete Williams, Randy Couture, Andre Arlovski, even, Dan Anderson, Ronaldo Soprano. It's a big middleweight fight. Dan Anderson, he's, sucks. He lost to Vanderlei Silva, then he had to wait a good while for the Igor fight at Shockwave. Now you got the fight with Ronaldo Soprano to get him back in the middleweight, the kind of division of thing. As, American Bushido 5, it's the only guy that's going to be Vitor Belfort, and that's, and we got Shockwave just like that, so we only have 7 cards left, and then we're into 2005, just like that. Crazy, we're just flying on by, but thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.